Hey there, you ever have one of those days where something amazing happens and you just have to tell someone about it? You know, something from yesterday or last week or even years ago. Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to totally master the simple past tense so you can tell all your stories like a pro. All right, let's get into it.
Just for a second, think about it. What did you do yesterday? Did you watch a cool movie? Did you eat something delicious? Maybe you just hung out with a friend. Whatever it was, to talk about it, you need the simple past tense. So let's break down how it actually works. It's easier than you think.
Okay, so to talk about all that stuff we did yesterday, we need the right tool for the job. And that tool is the simple past. But first things first, what even is it? The biggest idea here, the one thing to remember, is that this is for actions that are completely done, over, finished. Think about it like this. You ate a sandwich for lunch. The action started, it ended, and that sandwich is gone. That's a perfect example of the simple past. It happened, and now it's in the history books.
All right, now we get to the fun part, actually building some sentences. When we talk about the past, our action words, our verbs, they have to change a little bit, and they basically fall into two main camps.
So on one side, you've got your regular verbs. These guys are awesome. They're predictable, they're reliable, and you just stick an ed on the end. Easy. But then you've got the irregular verbs. These are the rebels. They do their own thing. They don't follow the rules, so we just have to get to know them one by one.
And here's what I mean with the regular ones. It's such a simple pattern, right? Play becomes played. Walk becomes walked. You just add that little ed sound to the end, and bam, you're talking about the past. And here are our rebels in action. Go doesn't become goed. That sounds weird, right? It becomes went. Eat turns into ate. Now, these you just have to memorize, but honestly, you probably already know a bunch of them without even realizing it. So let's see them out in the wild. I played football. There's our nice, predictable, regular verb. She went to school. And there's one of our rule-breaking irregulars. But see, both sentences work perfectly to tell us about something that's already happened. Simple.
Okay, great. We know how to say what we did. But what about all the things we didn't do? For that, we've got to learn how to make our sentences negative. Now, to make things negative, and for questions too, which we'll get to in a minute, we need a little bit of help. I always think of it like we're calling in a special assistant, a helper verb, that's going to do some of the heavy lifting for us. And for negative sentences in the past, our trusty, always-on-call helper is didn't, which of course is just the short and cool way of saying did not. Pay attention, because this is the absolute golden rule. When our helper didn't shows up in the sentence, the main verb gets to take a break. It gets to relax. It doesn't have to worry about being in the past tense, so it just goes back to its normal original form. So the formula is super simple. It's a three-step dance. Step 1, you need your subject, like I or she. Step 2, bring in your helper, didn't. And step 3, and this is the important part, you use the base verb. So it's go, not went. Just go. Let's look at this in action. I didn't go. See? Not I didn't went. And she didn't play. Not she didn't played. That helper verb, didn't, is already telling everyone we're in the past, so the main verb doesn't have to. You are absolutely crushing this. So, now that we've got the helper verb down for negatives, asking questions, oh, it's going to be a piece of cake. Because guess who's back to help us out again? This time, our helper is did. And what's cool is that it jumps right to the front of the line. When you see did at the beginning of a sentence, it's like a big sign that says, hey, a question about the past is coming. And check this out. The formula uses the exact same logic we just learned. Step 1, our helper did goes right at the beginning. Step 2, you pop in the subject. And step 3, you guessed it, the main verb gets to relax again and just be in its simple base form. And I'm going to say it one more time, because it really is the most important part of all of this. Just like with didn't,
As soon as that helper did is in the sentence, the main verb just chills out in its original form.
So take a look. We ask, did you go? We don't say, did you went? And we ask, did she watch? Not did she watched. The helper did does all the past tense work for us. Whew! We've covered a lot of ground. So let's bring it all home and put everything together on one easy, powerful slide. Seriously, think of this as your go-to cheat sheet for the simple past.
This table makes it all so clear. Look at that first row, the positive sentence. The verb is in its past form, I watched. But now look at the next two rows. The second our helpers didn't and did arrive on the scene, what happens to the main verb? It goes right back to the base form, watch. That's the whole system, right there. And just like that, you've got it. The simple past is no longer a mystery. You now have the keys to unlock and share all of your past experiences. So let's go back to that very first question I asked you. What did you do yesterday? Because now you don't just know the answer, you know exactly how to say it. The only question left is, what story are you going to tell first?